Nope, audio is now on. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. We had news coming out. Sorry about that. It's on mute. Uh, we just had a slight beat come out on home sales. Fed's Bowman is speaking. Tariffs are likely to have a small impact on inflation. Government policy changes should lower inflation risks. So some decent news there. We had our thematic sell-off on NQ to lower band, which turned into a buy. This has been a trade that's been happening over and over again out of the open. You should have audio now. Let me know if you guys have audio. Audio is good. Let everybody else know who's struggling with audio loud and clear. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at the S, which was a nice VWAP bounce. A little bit of a wash and reclaim there, not by much, 2 points, 8 ticks or so before the reclaim, and up we go. Right, so we're in this morning drive where, you know, I'm not shorting this because we don't know how high we can go. The market is very strong. We had a failed breakdown. So we sit and we wait for setups. All right, there was 2 decent setups if you were willing to take them out of the open. Now, these are very tough setups to take. In hindsight, they look really good. But I'll tell you what, these can be very nerve-wracking trying to take in the first 5-10 minutes of the open. You know, we had sold off 100 points and you're buying, right? That's not an easy trade to take, guys. Not an easy trade to take. So, you know, don't get the FOMO of the open. We'll have lots of trade opportunities. We have to be disciplined and patient and wait for good trades. Morning to everybody on YouTube. Yes, so this is the range. It just places itself on the light side of the screen. But I always have the regular trading hours volume profile on my execution screen. The entire session is on the higher time frame, which is the hourly. All right, so we broke above. We're at another high volume node here. And we have value area hide on my composite up by 22,000. So if we can get another 50 points, I might look for a little bit of a higher time frame fade around this section right here. If we get up there. So I did trade my new Top Step combines here. These are already up 50, almost $1,600 times 5.
Posted out a live video of Fed's Bowman speaking on the feed for those interested.
If you were on the Q&A last night, we talked about that, and the top one, I'm already at profit target. So I'll be trading, I'm going to try and take these combines to 2K each today, and then I'll be trading my cash account. That's the plan, and we're going to wait for some good setups.
Also posted out Fed's Bowman.
This thing is ripping. If you're not long already, this is a tough place to go long, I'll tell you what, but as we approach this 22,000, I might look to grab a scalp. So we're getting closer to that as we speak. So this is my fade area.
It says reforms quantitative easing plan, not a reliable income source.
Morning, Andy. So we have a full packed house this morning. Got Andy, Art,
The yield
Barry,
conservative bonds did
Bear
too.
Claw, Becca, Biscuit Soda, Bob Anderson, Bohan, Bro, Caddy, Carlitos, Carlos, Devin, Duncan, Eric, Chuck, Future King, Gary. I mean, this list goes on. So we have a full house, guys. Gone are kind of the days where I can say hello to everybody on the list.
Could say that she was report to cut in July if inflation remains subdued.
Good morning, Carlos. I'm looking for a quick fade up here. I have this as value area high on my composite up here at 91 or so. So on this next push, I'm probably going to start a position.
Bank of England's Governor Bailey says quantitative easing protected tax revenue. So these comments from Bailey are coming from a letter to Reform Deputy Leader Tice.
Now there's going to be some front running here. Have a little bit of a position there. Two minis. Boom. That's 500 bucks there, guys. That put me at my target for 2K. So called that one out for a scout. That was a good 10 points, 40 ticks on NQ right from this area. Let's see if we keep going. So this is value area high on the composite, area of interest that I marked out ahead of time, saying I was going to fade when we got there. Not expecting a huge move. This is a contrarian trade. Obviously, we're ripping. So I'm not trying to get a big reversal point here. I'm just looking for a reaction at the value area high. What is this? Stream is full. Sorry, the stream has a max number of viewers. I don't have that many viewers. I took 2 minis on that, Corey. Let me take a look here. So I took it for 10 points, 40 ticks, 2 contracts, and you know the trade's kind of we still might get another entry here, right? I still like this position. You know, maybe it goes a little deeper into here, 22,000, breaks above it a little bit. But I still see a bit of a fade here. Not looking for a huge reversal, guys. This is a good scalping spot because it is contrarian. What I advise here, if you're going to try and take this trade, is you start with small size and build a position as it works into this area. And as it reverses, you start peeling off your profits as it goes into the green. And maybe try and hold a runner for a bigger reversal. All right, D-Bomb. There's got to be a way I can get more people in here. This can't be maxed out at this many people. There's got to be more. Let me see. Maybe I'm using the wrong room. I got to do a presentation room. It says up to 100. We definitely have over 100 premium members. So hold on here. We might have to So do we have 99 in here? We have 90. This doesn't look like 99 people. Okay, try again. We might have to
Russia's June refinery runs on track to be the highest.
I'm gonna have to do a stage channel, guys. I can host up to 10,000 people. And we're gonna have to server boost this thing. Yeah, so try again, guys. Still same, huh? All right, I'm gonna try and do something different here. We're gonna have to create.
ECB's President Lagarde says interest rates best tool is to tame inflation. So interest rates are the best tool to tame inflation. Lagarde adds there are other tools in the ECB's toolbox, but we prefer to use rates.
Okay. We're gonna try this stage thing. Like I said, guys, I'm new to all this streaming stuff, so I'm not a professional streamer here. I am a. Oh, okay. That worked? Okay. Well, we're gonna have to move over to this stage eventually. So just try again. Anybody take that short? That was so while I was fumbling with this, that was 30 points. That was over 100 ticks on NQ there on that short. Right from my area.
Brent crude futures fall over $1 after hitting the highest since January earlier in the session.
Nice. That was a good one. Yeah, I mean, contrarian trades where we're like, shorting strength or buying weakness, that's always tough, but it's a setup. This is not one of the 4 core setups, guys. This is out of the advanced playbook. All right, we're going to go over to the stage here. Everybody leave and go to the stage.
Two-year Treasury yield falls after Berman's comments, last down 5.3 basis points to around 4.322%. Keep in mind, she did say that she would support a cut in July if inflation remains subdued.
Okay. It's right above this, Tony. I'm gonna start moving people in. Okay, welcome to the main stage. Now I think here we go. Okay, great. Excellent. Okay, guys, sorry for all that technical stuff. We are growing and we're growing fast. So it's exciting that we're, we have so many people that want to be involved. So welcome everybody, everybody who's new. Glad we could fix that. Everybody has access here to see. I don't want people getting late to the stream. That's nonsense. So hopefully this will carry us much further. Apparently you can have up to like thousands of people in here if we boost the server. So I don't know how you get people to boost the server. I guess I pay people to boost the server because you have to pay for a Nitro subscription. So maybe we'll do like a giveaway where I give somebody a Nitro subscription and they boost the server. JP, I like the small community. Well, the problem is, how do we decide who comes into the small community or not? All right, now we're breaking through this level. I mean, it's still kind of interesting, but I have 2216 marked as well as a level. So that's a low volume node up here. So there's a lot of stuff for this market to get to. This is also upper band on the month right here. So still a very interesting short location up here. Price action, man. Yeah, the channel. Everybody's I'm gonna delete this other one, I guess, huh? Delete channel. All right, this is the new live trading. All right, I have another short going here, guys. 2 minis.
Let's also say that Venezuela's second largest refinery has been halted.
I have lots of room to give this one, so I'll probably add into it a little bit.
Again, Tesla shares rising today as the electric vehicle maker launched its much-anticipated driverless taxi service to some riders on Sunday. Analysts highlighted the low-key and limited nature of the rollout of this service in Austin, Texas.
I don't understand. Looks like it's only limited to 50 people. He's in the chat. How do I increase this limit, guys? I have the mover limit at like 10,000. I don't understand. little more of a sell-off here.
Venezuela China Foreign Ministry statement: Israel attacks on Iran on the basis of a possible future threat sent the wrong signals to the world.
Still like it up to 20 to add into it a little bit.
US 10-year Treasury yields fall after Bernard said open to cutting rates as soon as July. Longs down around 4.9 basis points to 3.859%. Again, that's the US 10-year Treasury yields. 2-year Treasury yields falling as well.
I have it at took one off there. Now I'm at break even.
CNN quoting a senior
Not bad.
official.
$500, 2,500 now.
Calls for a temporary ceasefire are a ruse aimed at assessing our
I have it at
Let's repeat that. CNN quoting a senior Iranian official says the calls for a temporary ceasefire are a ruse aimed at assessing our willingness to continue the war.
this is some bullshit here. Now I have it at like 300. And it's not changing the video limit. Corey boosted the server. How do I... So anybody who boosts the server for now, I'll give money off their membership because there's got to be a way. I don't want to, I'll pay for it happily, but I can't boost the server in such a way. So I don't know how people do that. I have it at 300 right now in the settings. I'll boost. So 3 people have boosted it. Estimated. Yeah, we got to get 7 boosts. So we have 3, so we need 4 more. You have to get a Nitro membership. Click on this, it right up here. And the Nitro membership, first of all, I think you could get a free one. Here, hold on. Let me get my Nitro invites. I can get free. $2.99. It's $2.99 a month. $2.99. Oh no, you got to get the $10 one, of course. So you get this. Share a 2-week subscription. I can only share with 3 people. Who wants it? Who wants the 2-week? Chris, all right. Chris, Future King, whoever's next. All right. Oh, actually, that does it. Actually, I'm still going to give you guys Nitro. We can continue boosting if you want, but I'll still give you guys the Future King, Chris, and ES Pro. So I go here. How did I do that? Nitro. Yes. Futures King. Oh, these are just my friends. You got to be my friend. Chris, if you guys are my friends, I can do it.
CNN quoting a senior
Guys, that was the short spot.
years, we are prepared for that.
We nailed that trade. You gotta be my friend, guys. You gotta friend me. We're at 150 now though. So we could have 150 people in the room. Good work. Good teamwork, everybody. Exactly. All right, Chris. Sweet. Okay. Let me get you guys your free trial here. You got Chris. I got Futures King. That's not showing up still. Oh, there he is. All right. Perfect. Okay. Boost away, gentlemen. And we have an initial balance. That short worked out nice. And that was 30, you know, even if you didn't capture a meat of it, just the meat, 20 points, 80 ticks. It's a nice trade. I don't care who you are. It was a reliable place to short. And we went right to the 50% extension mark from Friday. So I'm at, in these top steps, 2,500. I'm probably gonna lock myself out here. Let me make sure everything's flattened. Knock myself out, and I'm done on these accounts for today. All right, I'm gonna go over to cash. Cash it is. Cash is king. Sweet. All right, so what do we go down to? Maybe 60? Below volume node there. But really kind of early in this rotation, isn't it? So maybe we give it a little more room, 940.
ECB President Lagarde says inflation expectations are
Morning, Joshua, Fritz, Tom.
how persistent supply shocks are.
We have an initial balance. This bottom chart is the weekly VWAP and the monthly VWAP. I'm just seeing the YouTube chat now, guys. I've been sucked into fixing the Discord situation. So the screen is much clearer. That's a great thing. I like that. Excellent. Well, we didn't get much of a pullback, did we? So this trade here, guys, this is out of the modules, the advanced playbook modules. That's the higher time frame value area short. That's a value area high on my composite. Right, I have it marked right on my chart here. You see VAH right there, value area high. That's kind of the level we went to, and then I have a low volume node at 24, which we didn't quite make it, but pretty darn close. We might break IB high, and then, you know, if we trade above a little bit, I'll look for the rejection back into initial balance for another short. That's kind of my game plan at the moment. Awesome. So this is a rectangle, Chris, a rectangle feature. And then you go to extend right, extend left to make it a level for the entire thing. So you can create a zone as opposed to just a single line level. So it's a rectangle that's extended left, extended right. So you can make a zone. Because as you guys know, these things don't always go exactly to the tick. Still seems like a decent short area, doesn't it? A little bit of a short here. Still like this area. I'm going to take some micros in my cash account. See what we can get. I like it down to 62 maybe. 65. Okay. Didn't quite get there, did it? But this is forming a nice distribution up here. So this is a nice tradable area at the moment. I covered it already. A little $30 winner. Little is right. You know, I would like to see more of an extension to the upside before I take another short. So I'm going to be trying to be patient and see what happens. All right, we got 56 people in the audience now. That's pretty cool. We're holding this point of control up here. It looks like ES is getting some weakness here. So we might get a little bit of a pullback. I'd like to get down to 65. So just a little position. Nothing crazy. Starting the week off small in cash. A little base hits add up. Room for me to add. Do we get one of those, slow sell-offs? Those slow fades? That'll be interesting. So we do have some like low volume up here too. Kind of created this little tight consolidation zone. Looks like they might be loading up to try and push this thing higher. So we'll see. Keeps getting rejected up there too. So I don't know. We'll see. I have 3 micros. Very tiny position. My cash account.
ECB's President Lagarde says conflict in the Middle East could impair oil supply. An oil supply shock could trigger secondary effects.
Sure looks like it wants to get another leg up here. So caution on the shorts. I want to see this thing start working here.
US crude futures fall over $1 after touching their highest since January early in the session.
Crude is actually down 1%. Like what? What's happening? Okay, back up to IB high here. We're getting close to it. That'd be nice if that's a lower high there. Or they just keep reloading the bid. We'll see what happens here, guys. Interesting price action up here. Now, obviously, we've built this distribution, so, you know, they're getting in and out here. So this is a high volume area, very choppy. Three micros makes me feel like a toddler. Yeah, well, on NQ, those micros can add up real quick. Real quick. 15 points on 4 micros is like, you know, 150 bucks. It's like it wants higher. See what happens up here at IB high. It's quite a large initial balance. Almost 250. It's 250 point initial balance. It's pretty huge. Let the initial balance break fake out. Could very well be. Stop everybody out and then drop it. This is why I want small size up here, guys. This could be a little difficult to navigate. You really don't want tight stops up here because there's a lot happening. It's a wide area of interest. We have a huge initial balance. So smaller size is probably prudent. I'll be right back. Yeah, this is volume profile on the regular trading hours, Vegas. Okay, back under 22. Good sign. Point of control. This one's working out nice so far. I'd like to get a little more out of this. It's turning to a big red candle. We're trying to buy it at point of control. Let's see if they can hold it. Ah,
Just a reminder, at the top of the hour, we're expected to hear from ECB's Nagel. ECB's Nagel giving a speech on regulatory challenges.
I'd like to get down to this low volume node. That's my goal here.
Bruscal, Germany.
Music. I mean, I have music playing all the way over there, but you shouldn't be hearing it here. Come on now. Let's go. Push this thing down. Is anybody else hearing music? Is anybody else not hearing me? Per Chris? Tell Chris what you hear. So we're not all on the same page here. Here we go. Lower. I like that wick. Thanks, guys. This thing keeps going to my profit target and reversing. Let's go. Just fill that order. Come on. Fill one of them. Guys, my one micro is holding up the entire market here. They see my orders. Hey, Libby. Let's go. I think if we crack. Yeah, MES. ES is looking like a return to value for sure. And Q is much stronger. All right, I got filled on one there. I still got three.
Ministry official met with Iran's ambassador to China, according to Foreign Ministry statement.
I'm not going to take a loser on this trade again, so I got my stop at break even. Yes, approaching sessions VWAP. I have session VWAP down at 27. You mean regular trading hours VWAP? Yeah, regular trading hours. Yeah, I don't have 6041. Session is at 6027 on NinjaTrader, and it's also at 27 on. Oh, okay, so session is Globex. That's the session. That's the 6 p.m. VWAP. Come on, let's go lower here, guys. Let's go lower. That's all right. We all make mistakes. But we are very, of course, nuanced with, terminology here. I'm going to take one off. I don't want to turn that. I want to take a little profit on this stupid thing here.
Iran says our response to US attacks will be proportionate. It's coming from the Chief of Staff of Iran's armed forces, commenting in a video saying our response to US attacks will be proportionate.
All right. We got one left. See if we can get to upper band. I might just take it here because we got a low volume node, but I gotta take my profits on that, guys. Hey, Mustafa, it's going well. It's going well. I'm up 175 bucks in my cash account. Oh, there it goes. I could not be patient. I could not be patient, guys. My patience sucks. I'm in this beautiful trade. I know it's working. All right, we're at upper band. Not a huge fan of long upper band here. MES is already in value, so I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to wait for some better price action to enter here. Not better, but a better location, I think. Look at it bounce to the tick. That's so annoying. Maybe not to the tick. It's not to the tick on NinjaTrader. I traded the props today already. I hit hit my profit target in top one. 800 bucks. This is now $160,000. This top one account. Verneman uses why not use regular trading hours VWAP instead of full session. We look at both, usually, depending on the price action. And it did go to upper band, guys. That was a good trade for anybody who held that to upper band. That's where I wanted to hold it to, but
Shortly expecting comments from ECB.
I did not buy it VWAP. Didn't trade the open much. I traded before the open. I shorted the open, which worked out nice in my new Top Step combines. These are 2,500 bucks times 5. 100% win rate today. $867. I have point of control at higher than that. 983. So guys, you know,
ECB is nagging now, says the ECB should stay flexible and data dependent. We're in a good position on interest rates. It's unclear if
this is a pretty nice area. Look at this red circle. I put this red circle here at like 945.
There's no concern.
I love it when that happens.
Passively phasing out bond purchases.
That's from the higher time frame.
We can't commit on a rate path given the high uncertainty. Middle East and US trade policy is causing uncertainty.
3 for 3, Libby. Good job. So we're approaching this really big low volume node. Kind of like right here. And then we have another one down here, which is yesterday's or Friday's IB low. So these levels should be kind of interesting. See how we play here. $1,300 profit target. That's always fun. I'm going for $2,000 in these top steps a day this week. Tesla stock surges over 10% as markets react to the robo-taxi launch. You know, I never would call it's easy. Some days it feels easy, but it's not. It's always a challenge. So I'm trading my cash account, guys. I don't have a position right now. Took a couple little scalps, 175 bucks. I'd like to get to a 500 bucks in this account today. We're going to short this pop. What do you guys think? Or is this the next leg up? Because it bounced off that upper band pretty nicely.
aim to approve the 18th Russia sanctions package this week.
Yes, it's coming back to that upper band. Point of control. Would have been a nice long spot, huh? Out of the playbook. That's for sure. Back to our area. What do you guys think? Higher or lower from here? Oh shit, Dean. What you bought it from Australian Amazon though, right? So was it printed in Australia? I guess is the question. Was it printed in Australia? Looks like it's trying to go higher again. Chuck said higher, lower, lower, higher. Back up to this upper band on the month here too. Oh, interesting. Does this get bought up? Got bought up. Well, we're back now in this, relatively tight range, 20, 30 points on NQ. So we're just kind of traversing this high volume node at this point. No indication of higher or really lower yet. We're not up that much. S&P's up 0.5%. We did have a massive failed breakdown there, so things can really rally out of those holes, as you guys know. Love to see a return to value trade on NQ from this level. That would be epic. We never really got back up to IB high. We're back at point of control. Looks like it wants higher. However, until we have conviction acceptance over IB high, I'm not convinced. I am convinced we'll probably trade in this value area that we've built here. So until that changes,
Debt bids for 3-month bills total $3.2 billion. 6-month bills total $2.9 billion.
you can, but like what's happening is the VWAP is starting to level out. And we're starting to stall, so it's much less reliable to take a long off of upper band again for those reasons. You know, the trending conditions are kind of ending and we're starting to establish more of a balanced market up here. So I wouldn't say it's as reliable to take the long from upper band if we get back there. Really not much happening here. Volatility is really kind of dried up. We're still over 20 though on the VIX, which is nice. Good conditions for scalping NQ. But we're hitting that mid-morning or late morning kind of slow period. Let's see if we can get a nice little sell-off here. Let's see if we are starting to see a little bit of sellers step in here. But let's see if it's just a little profit-taking pullback or whether we get the beginning of a little bit more of a wider sell-off here. Because it looks like ES is trying to reclaim upper band, but it's also at point of control. Can't seem to accept above it. So we can get another leg down. We'll see. I'm still looking short unless we break above IB high and hold. Yeah, every selling attempt kind of gets met with buyers, so. Unless we get a contextual shift here. Tough to say. Tough area here. Looks like ES is, well, I don't know. Kind of a coin flip here, guys. I'm going to wait and let this action pan out a little bit. I'll be right back. No convincing selling has stepped in yet. A little bit of sellers here, but it could be the beginning of something bigger, but really right now just a shallow dip on the 5-minute. Very shallow. All right, back to point of control here. A little bit of selling, stepping in.
Seeing some sources on X citing Iranian media saying senior Iranian political source notes that Iran is likely to attack US military facilities in the coming hours.
They're saying that there's a likely attack on US assets in the coming hours. Well, that's bad news. Senior Iranian political source says Iran is likely to attack US in the coming hours. Knowing this market, we rally. Right? We're going up. War is breaking out. Buy everything. If we start breaking a little lower, though, I'll probably grab a little bit of a short here. I want to see some continuation, not just this exploration below point of control, right? Because we're still in this range. We get a little more of a convincing sell-off here. I might take a little bit of a position short. I mean, the US being attacked is pretty bad news, guys. It's not like it's not a small deal. You think this market would be freaking out, but no, no, no. That's a good question, Andy. I don't know. I don't, I only usually only watch the top weighted companies. So, the Magnificent Seven, stuff like that. So, uh, people are buying this terrible news dip, right? Or do we go lower? It's hard to say here. I like the short, but also this market has been quite difficult to short. There we go. Okay, so this is the next push down I was looking for. See if we can get some continuation here. Bit of a low volume node. Doesn't want to break out of this node. It's
website reported from a senior Iranian political source that an Iranian attack on American assets in the region would likely occur in the coming hours. He added that the decision to do so has been made, but discussions are still underway between the political echelon and military commanders regarding the exact targets of the attack.
a bit of a short position here. Flush through this.
On Truth Social here says, did I hear that former President Medvedev from Russia casually throwing around the nuclear word, saying that he and other countries would supply nuclear warheads to Iran? Did he really say that, or is it just a figment of my imagination? So again, just comments from Trump on Truth Social.
Can we go lower? Breaking the value here. I'm all in. Still got 4 micros short from 81. Okay, that's filled. We get lower. I only have 3 micros left here. I'm willing to hold this to see if we get lower here. Like to take these lows out.
Shortly expecting the results from the US 3 and 6 month Fed auctions.
Let's go. Okay. Let's go. Yes. That was filled.
Attacks most probably hours away. We've put that link on the feed for those interested.
And 1 left.
The IDF said they struck Hezbollah military sites in Lebanon.
I closed it.
Again, the IDF
All right,
said they struck
500 bucks. Trading little micros. Not bad. happy with that. So the reason I took the profit there is this low volume node, right? Obvious take profit area. We pushed all the way to the other side of this volume node. So I covered it there. You know, good Monday for me, especially after coming off the gaff I made yesterday. Trading the Globex open. This could be a return to value short here on NQ. If anybody's feeling ballsy to try and take that. Oh, I also had about, look at that. This gray level went right to my box I put here. So I talk about trading level to level, guys, right? You get greedy, go for big moves. You know, we bounced hard there, 20 points, 80 ticks. You can always get back in, right? But grab your profits. Nice, Carlos. Yeah, the greed, JJ, it screws us, man. There was I had a clear take profit signal here at this low volume node. I knew we could get a big bounce there. That's why I put it there. That's why I put that level there based on the volume profile.
3 months, they were high rate 4.195% to 4.195% with a bid cover of 3.49, 3.49. US sold $79 billion, awarded 42.5% of bids at higher. The 6 month bill, the high rate was 4.12%, 4.12%. Bids cover of 2.7, 2.7. US selling $71 billion and awarding 27.38% of bids at higher.
All right, not a bad day for a Monday. $500 is good money in cash. My props are doing well, my new ones anyway. Corey's favorite part, where I withdraw money. Boom. $550. All right. I mean, it's already, 40 ticks since I said, anybody feeling balls and take the return to value short here. There it goes. The setup was perfect. Right here. Yeah, Carlitos, I like this short, man. It was a good level, man. We had this level drawn out early, and it held all morning. Good short, guys. Well played to everybody in the room who played that. I took it a couple of times. That level comes from our higher time frame. Low volume node on the composite. Also became IB high. We have a huge initial balance. Nice, Carlitos. Screen 400. Good day. I'm probably not going to take any more trades today. It's a good day for a Monday. Other side of VWAP, man. That's like 150 points away. I mean, based on this news, we very well could. I don't think it's going to happen quickly. I mean, that could take the entire session to get down there. I know we all loved like the huge fast moves in our direction, but it doesn't always happen that way. We do have a low volume node also at VWAP, and we have value area low that's well above VWAP too. So, we might create a value area up here. We might stay up here for a while, or they might be accumulating for the next leg up. We don't know what's going to happen. All I do is trade level to level based on the immediate information. But if you have conviction behind your trade idea, then, be prepared to follow through with it. Yep, I see that, Chuck. How's trading ES going for you today? Looks like there's some nice clean setups. Meh. It's not the same, is it? Mark, yes, that top one code is straight for funded. Jim says, Sir Drysdale. I'm now Sir Drysdale. It's like I'm a knight. I use AMT for context and VWAP value setups and order flow for confirmations. And now when to enter and when to add into strength, I set my targets based on 5-minute rotation stats. Cool. All I want to say is this man providing you real edge. As a professional trader, I confirm all what he says. Thank you, sir. Awesome, Jim. Wow. This could be a slow bleed, guys. Real slow. I mean, this has all been slow, but the setups are there. The trades are there. Just got to be patient. This is where I don't use a 1-minute chart, right? The 5-minute chart is the better time frame for today so far, right? This action, this 5-minute is keeping us patient and it's giving us good setups. JP traded much more careful and patient today. Awesome. Going to visit with family in North Germany now. Enjoy your trip, JP. Would today waiting for IB be too late for entry since it just rallied up? A lot of us won't even trade the first 30 minutes, So there was plenty of great entries after IB was set short, and then we had a long at upper band. So there was a lot of great trade setups, sitting out the open, let the cards fall where they are, and look for ideal setups. There's plenty of opportunities each day outside of the open. You can get your teeth knocked in on the open if you're not careful. So I always suggest people wait at least the first 30 minutes. Jim, I want to share how to set smart targets based on 5-minute rotation stats and how to manage trades using these stats. So where can I share this kind of studies? Yeah, that's interesting, Jim. Have you joined the free Discord? Would be a great place for it. On the cash account, I made 500 bucks, a little over 500, 550. In my top steps, I made 2,500 times 5, so that's over 12. Well, it's a combine, so it doesn't really count. 800 bucks in my top one straight to funded, so a little over $1,000. Once I get these combines into XFAs, I'll start counting that. But it was good profits in these.
Suspends traffic over its airspace. So being Qatar temporarily suspending air traffic in its airspace to protect residents, citizens, and visitors.
Come on. This is so annoying. So these are times 5 today. 18 lots, 100% win rate. It's today, then lock myself out. And then we had this, I traded my top one. This was $800. This account I've had for since May, and I've taken a payout on it already. And this one I'm going to, I got to get it another $2,800 in this account, and then I could take out a $3,500 payout on this account. Does anybody have any questions on anything? We're rolling into the last 15 minutes of the morning here. I'd make sure everybody has an opportunity to ask any questions. You're welcome, Scott. Glad you could join us. Thanks to everybody who's new. Sorry we had some tech issues earlier today. We're going to start using this stage now as opposed to the voice channel. Thanks to everybody who boosted the server, allowing everybody to get in. That was really nice of everybody. Supporting our community here. I have a Nitro account. I boost the server, but I'm only one person. We need multiple people to boost the server so we can get everybody into the live sessions. I don't know why they do it. I mean, I know why they do it that way, but really glad that we can make that happen. Carlitos asks, hey, Chris, why was the short at your level today? So that came off my composite profile here. So I build a composite. If we take this away, we had a value area high and a low volume node on this composite. So if we draw that from, here to here, that was this area right here above the value area high that I marked out. It's really the last somewhat of a divot up until 2065, which I haven't marked out, but I probably should. And we have value area high. This is actually moved, so we can move that a little bit. That's our new value area high. So this stuff changes. We have to make sure that we're updating it. Okay. I have to do this daily too. I got to update that sooner or later here. Make sure it's all updated. Thank you, Be Magical. You're very welcome. Hope you guys did well. I think you did well today. Is your volume profile on the 5-minute chart set to the market open? Yes. So this top left is the session open. So that's the 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This one I always anchor to the open of the market. So I have both, and I'm looking at both. Jody says, Chris, what is besides your head that says Sean and keeps changing color under NQ? Oh, short, maybe? Not Sean? Oh, this is Tick Strike, Jody. This is Tick Strike. I have a whole video on Tick Strike. I recommend you check it out. It's in my YouTube videos. I'll pull it up for you here. There you go. That's that video. Mark says, so do you typically recommend the 1 minute chart unless it's slow like today and use the 5 minute for direction? Appreciate the feedback. So I generally try to stick to the 5 minute as much as I can. If we're really volatile, that's when I'll jump down to the 1 minute. The levels stay the same. So whether I'm on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, the levels don't change. Okay, the volume profile levels, the VWAP levels, these are static. So it doesn't matter what time frame I'm on, these all stay the same. The initial balance, the volume profile, the VWAP, the bands, those levels do not change with the change in time frame. Okay? That's why I love it, right? It doesn't matter what that's not fractal. So I'll normally drop down to a lower time frame if we're at certain levels I really need to see a reaction at. Jim says, do you use averaging and how do you use it? Do you mean by like averaging into a position, like dollar cost averaging? I'm not quite sure what specifically you're talking about with regards to averaging. Just want to make sure we're on the same page, Jim. I do be magical. I don't use it a ton, but you know, I like to be aware of where we're at for sure, right? Like, because we, you know, obviously that was a good support line. Can you talk briefly about how to lose well? Execution is so important, easy to stop out, re-enter, stop out again, get chopped up. Yep. So I think if you're struggling with losing well, I mean, you're probably sized too big. Generally, the main culprit. You probably have bitten off too much leverage or too much size because, you know, tight stops tend to strangle our trade ideas. So for anybody who's newer or struggling with consistency or finding themselves getting chopped up or getting stopped out a lot, you know, on good trade ideas, I would recommend sizing down and giving your trades more room to breathe and being more patient and not panicking if you're 20 points away from your trade. You still like the idea. Now things can change significantly. You know, like I was saying, if we break above IB high and we hold up here, like shorts are off the table at that point. So if I'm going to short over here, I got to think about cutting it. And that's pretty far. You know, this is like 30, 40 points. So I need to have a size that can allow me to be wrong this far. If I'm sized too big, I can be really red by the time we get here. So, you know, you have to not strangle your trades. And if you're really struggling with getting stopped out a lot, getting chopped up, being right on the trade, but being stopped up, you need to let your trades breathe. And to do that, you need to size down. So hopefully that helps, Josh.
Yusefkovich says the US and Europe should address overcapacities as allies.
My row size, Tom, on the profile is 300. That's like the smallest you can make it. So I put it at 300 across the board on every volume profile on TradingView. Merchant, I don't suggest changing the initial balance indicator to show the London Open. I suggest you use the New York levels on the London session, is my suggestion, if you're trading US equities. Now, if you're trading the DAX or the Nikkei, then you're going to have an initial balance for that market's open. But Initial balance is the first hour of regular trading hours. It's not the first hour of Globex London. The initial balance is very specifically the regular trading hours open. So yeah, Jim, depending on what account I'm using, I will average into a position, especially on NQ, because we don't always go to the levels I like to the tick. You know, I want to give my trade some room to breathe, and I'll add on if I still like the trade, get a better price. I don't have hard rules to that. That's based on my experience and kind of the immediate chart. So it's dynamic. But yes, if I'm using micros especially, I'll average into a position and give it lots of room because I like the trade idea on say the higher time frame, but it's really hard to kind of get an accurate execution level. So I could be like, well, I can start here, right, at point of control, but I have to initial balance, so maybe I'll start adding in short and still have room above initial balance to be wrong, and then wait for it to go in my direction. Now, there's no, like I said, no hard rules to that. That's dynamic. It changes based on the chart, the volatility, what account I'm using, how much I'm willing to lose on the trade. So it's dynamic, not static. The how I'll average in and the levels and all that kind of stuff. It's constantly changing. Merchant Solomon, do you have, are you good on that? All right. So if you're trading US equities, the initial balance is always the first hour of the regular trading hours. In the United States, that's 9:30 to 10:30. That's the initial balance, right? You can trade these levels in Globex, right? They hold up, right? Here's the London session. Look how we held above IB low, right? These levels are important. Gold the same.
So according to satellite images, the Americans evacuated planes from the base of Qatar in advance.
Sounds like Iran wants to hit Qatar. That's where they're thinking. Or Qatar. Qatar, as they say it. Qatar. Joshua says, do I prefer NQ above ES? It depends on the market conditions. I was trading ES for a couple weeks because of the lower volatility, kind of scalping smaller ticks reliably. VIX is over 20. I really like NQ when there's higher volatility. Jim says, what are the most profitable times of the day for me and how many trades you take every day on average? So generally the most profitable times for me are between 10 and 12 o'clock. And that's my trading time. I usually don't trade outside of that. When I do, I usually get kicked in the teeth. So like I did last night, trading the Globex Open, stupid. Shouldn't have done it. So generally between, 10 and 12, maybe 9:45 and 12. Yep. And the amount of trades I take vary. I trade multiple accounts, Jim. So I'm trading my prop firm accounts, my cash account, in my cash account, I don't even know how many trades I took. Let's see. So I traded. I took 17 trades, but that's just one micro at a time. It counts them that way. Were they 17 trades? Probably not. Those are 17 executions, really, of micros, one at a time. I probably took 2 or 3 full trades in this account. I took one in my top one account. I took a bunch in my top step account, so it changes. I don't have a set number of trades I take. Generally, whatever I can get done in my trading hours is generally how it runs. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here for today. We had a great session today. Hope you did well. We had a lot of great trades called out on stream today. Hopefully you were able to take some of those. We will be back at it tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully you'll come back and join us. We won't have any issues with the room again, so our limit is now 150 people, so we should be good. And enjoy. If you're going to keep trading, manage your risk, stay sharp. You can head on over to the trading lounge. All right, the trading lounge is where you can share your mic, share your screens, collaborate with your other traders that are learning the system. Everybody's very welcome. Glad you participated today. Glad we had a full house here today. People were breaking into the trading room today. So again, if you're going to keep trading, manage your risk, stay sharp. I'll be in the Discord. If you need anything, just tag me. I'll be happy to help you out. If you have any questions, if you want to share trades, the market recap will come at the end of the day. And we'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.